Well, okay, we'll go ahead and get started, and welcome to the Magic webinar series, where today we are going to discuss dues discounts using the IMS. My name is Frank Rittersdorf, and I also have Diane Clem.
Hi, everyone.
And Mark Werber is here in spirit. He's actually travel training right now, but he did help us put this together. Let's hope we make him proud. So let's get started.
I am sure we will. First of all, coming to you from Simi Valley, California. We're in our multimedia studio. From left to right, we have Sabrina Freilich and Mark Boatman from the marketing and multimedia departments. We have Mark in the middle, and we have myself and Frank to his left, our right.
This definitely isn't live from Simi Valley, right?
No, or we would not see Mark here, huh?
Okay. Another point we'd like to make is, again, make sure you upgrade to the latest and greatest. For this webinar, what we're going to show you, if you have an older version, it probably won't affect, there won't be any differences from what you see on your version or your Magic than from ours, but just in general, you know, we've done a lot of enhancements throughout the years, a number of accounting fixes, as well as the members AR is new and improved and a lot more user-friendly for the staff. So definitely call our support. Give us a call. We'll get you scheduled for free upgrade. Okay, let's talk about today's topic. Diane?
Thanks, Frank. We're going to look at today's agenda now. We are going to talk about dues discount using the Internet Member Services, or IMS. We're going to address that budgets and schedules are tight in this economy, so therefore we want to offer members incentives to pay online or discounts to pay early. In order to offer those discounts, we're going to look at setup in Magic, and then we're going to show you how it looks on IMS, and we're also going to show you how to offer different discounts depending on what date the member makes their payment. We call those tiered discount values.
Okay, now it's time to cue the Star Wars music. In an economy long, long ago, it seemed that money grew on trees. With the fall of the economy, the trees became bare, and we needed to become creative to retain and to better serve our members. Dues discounts using the IMS.
That being said, why offer a discount? Well, again, because budgets and schedules are tight in this economy. We want to offer convenience of paying your dues online and also at a discount. We want the members to be able to recognize an incentive to pay early rather than a penalty for paying late. And we also recognize this as a time saver for association staff. You don't have to spend the time processing the checks or answering the phone calls because the members can do everything online.
Let's talk about the setup in Magic. What are we going to do first? Well, we want to go to the charge code in the charge code table. And we're going to make sure that the memo charge is checked for this particular charge code. We're going to take a look at the billing year, make sure it's the current billing year that you're paying your dues, as well as you want to make sure the amount of the discount, and you're going to put in a negative value. So let's take a look in Magic. So first we're going to go into the charge code table. So we're going to go to Managers, Accounting, Billing Processes, Billing Setup, Charge Code Table. We're going to enter the charge code that we created, that Diane and I created for the dues discounts, which I believe is 12DD for 2012 local dues discounts. We're going to view the detail. So we got started creating this charge code, but we wanted to leave a couple of fields so we can do with you. And of course, you're going to put the charge code in the description. You want to make sure the the set number, the charge code set, is the same as the charge code set for the dues. Same thing with the category. Now you're going to put the amount in there, and I'm going to go into Control Modify or Control M, which is Modify mode, and I'm going to put in enter -$50. Of course, the GL is the same. Special billing code we can leave 0. But you want to make sure the billing year is the correct year. And so for the 2012, we're going to put 2012. And if you look over to the right, you'll notice the sales pricing stays the same, is the same as the amount you put on the left. And then Down below, you want to check the memo charge. And you'll notice that we normally, when you're checking the memo charge, it's probably for an RPAC or some type of charity, and you check accumulate contribution history, input in the contribution. In this case, it's not. It's just going to be a discount. The memo charge just indicates that it's separate from regular charges.
That's right. And because you've only checked memo charge and not identified it as a contribution, that $50 will not be modifiable.
Which is really important because we don't want them to check a $1,000 discount.
That's right.
Okay, so once we've made these changes, we're going to go ahead and escape. And let's go back to our PowerPoint. Okay, and see what the next step is. And then we're going to go into the IMS contribution service under the Internet Member Services module, and we're going to change the contribution billing year. We want it to match the charge code. If it does not match, it will not show up for us. So go back into Magic. We're going to go into Managers, Internet Member Services, IMS Setup Form. We're going to choose the association that the dues that associates with the dues. I'm going to click on the service setup. I'm going to look for the contributions service. Now you'll see the accounting setup. Now this is a little bit different than a lot of the other forms that you go into Magic. You actually have to get into modified mode before you click on this button. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that and go to accounting setup. Now I can see the different fields. The one that we specifically want to focus on is the contribution billing year. And in this case, we still have it for 2011 from last year. So I'm going to change this to 2012. So our dues discounts show as well as our RPAC shows. So I'm going to escape out of there. And let's take a look at what is our next step for the setup.
Well, the next step is to add your charge code to bill type charges under the appropriate billing types. So we're going to go back to Magic and look at bill type charges. Click on Managers, Accounting, Billing Sources, and Billing Type Charges. For members, select your billing group. And for any billing type that's going to be billed for dues and you want to offer this discount to, you're going to add that charge code to billing type charges. So to do that, you're going to go ahead and click on charge code and zoom into there, or just enter it if you know it by heart.
Makes it a little quicker if I can just do that for the webinar. So we're putting in the dues discount.
And we're going to go ahead and enter in the RPAC as well, so you see what they both look like, because in most cases you're going to have your RPAC on there as well. So we're going to locate that RPAC charge code.
There we go, RP12. There we go.
And we're going to escape to save.
I want to change the amount as well. And I'm going to escape to save.
Now that we've added the charge code to billing type charges, we know it's going to show up on the IMS. Now we're going to look at the invoice type table. There are messages that you can put in that will give a brief description of what's going on, what to do with the contributions, and you can also include that discount message in there as well. So we're going to go to System Setup and Accounting Setup, an invoice type table. We're going to select our annual dues invoice type D, and we're going to look at that contribution disclosure. Ordinarily, you just have your RPAC disclosure here, but if you're going to offer discounts this way, you'll want to put a brief message with regard to your discounts in front of your RPAC message so that they show up together. So then you're going to go ahead and escape to save here.
Now let's take a look how it's going to look on the IMS. A couple of things that we're going to show you is, again, the memo charge appears when you choose to pay, or when the member chooses to pay the invoice. as well as that the customizable message displays in red when you select the invoice, and we'll take a look at that. As well as the discount is calculated into the amount due at checkout, so the member will know exactly how much they're going to pay. So let's take a look at a member. So I'm going to log in, and it's supposed to automatically come in. Give me a second here. Nope. We'll try this again. There we go. So we're looking at Griffin Rittersdorf, and he is going to pay his dues very excitedly with the exclamation points. So he clicks on that link. He sees his line items. In this case, it's for the dues. He's going to check on which one he wants to pay. Pay Now box. He's going to choose his payment options. Now, once we're looking at this, we see that the Office of Smith Realty and the amount is $327. We look below and we have a 2012 local dues discount. So it was $327. Now it's going to be $50 less. As well as that he does have an RPAC for $10. If he wants to modify, he can click on here, change it to $0, change it to $1,000, whatever he likes to change it to. But then now you'll see that the total additional charges are going to be a negative $40, and the total amount to be paid is $287. You hit credit card, and he can move on.
Right, and you'll see that the message is there in red that describes the discount and the terms of the discount, and then also will give you an area where you can type in your RPAC disclosure.
Exactly.
Another feature is that we can offer a discount for paying by a certain date, or the tiered discount values. For instance, if you want to change the discount value on a certain date, you want to offer that $50 discount if they pay in January, and if they don't pay till February, you only want to give them a $25 discount, and then if they wait till the end of March, you don't really want them to get any discount, you can do that. And you're going to do that by setting it up in Magic, changing the dollar value in the charge code, and making sure that message in the invoice type table reflects whatever changes have been made if necessary. You're not going to make any changes to the bill type charges form, meaning that the charge code is still going to be there. You're not going to take it out.
So let's take a look in Magic. What exactly would you change? So we're going to first go into the charge code. So we're going to Managers, Accounting, Billing Processes, Billing Setup, back to the charge code table. We're going to find our dues discounts charge code, which is 12DD. Go into the detail. So at this point, it is, in our example, we have up to 131 is $50. After 131, it's only going to be $25. So in here, I'm going to go to the modify mode, which is Control M. I'm going to change this from -50 to -25. And that's all I have to change. And again, once it's after February 28th, then I could change this to 0. And I'll save that there. The other step was the invoice type table. So if I go to Managers, System Setup, Accounting Setup, Invoice Type Table, I'm going to my dues invoice type, and I can change this message. Especially if you have it kind of message like we do, where you say, hey, you got $50 savings, pay it quickly, and then you can change it each month. If you are planning to do a tier, then maybe you could actually just put in the fee or the discount schedule. That way you may or may not have to change it after that. If you have exactly, they know exactly by what date they're going to pay or what amount they're going to get as a discount. So that's another idea as well. And then one last thing, you don't have to change anything, but we'll just kind of show you in the accounting, billing sources, and then billing type charges. Go in here. This is where you would not actually have to change a thing. So for instance, I click on R, you just leave everything right here because you're always going to offer that discount. The moment you're not going to offer the discount, that's when maybe you would remove this particular charge code. It's up to you. Okay.
Okay, so in summary, we went over dues discount using the Internet Member Services, or IMS. We showed you how to offer members incentives to pay online and discounts to pay early. We went over the setup in Magic, how it looks on the IMS, And then we talked about tiered discount values, or offering discounts for paying by a specific date.
Now it's time for question and answers. So give us a minute. We're going to slide this over. Okay.
So we're looking over the questions here, and
the first thing we have here is, will there be notes from this webinar? The answer to that is yes. There will be, and actually the webinar will be posted on our support website, so you can actually watch this as many times as you like, and when it's recorded, you can pause it. Kind of watch a little bit, then start doing it in Magic, and then maybe go back to it. So yes, there will be. I think you'll be able to go back and really kind of get a good, full understanding.
The next question I can see is, for the tiered discount, can't you use the prorate table in the charge code form instead of having to remember to change the amount? You could. I think it's a little bit easier just to go in and change that amount a couple times rather than to set up the proration, but I guess you could do that if you wanted to do it that way.
Yeah, actually, that's a
That's
good
an
idea.
option. And the next question is, what if your RPAC billing year is different from your dues billing year? Well, that means that your discount will not show on IMS. It will not be visible unless those 2 years match.
The only other option I think you could do is really, if you, for some reason, put the billing year for the dues discount, match it to the RPAC rather than the dues year. In the description, you could put 2012, and this we'll say for right now, and then maybe in the billing year you could put 2011, and that would match the contribution. I would definitely test that out, and if you have any further questions how that would work, give us a call, give our support call. We'll be glad to work with you on that.
I'm looking over your questions.
Mm-hmm.
The next question, should we use the special billing code always at 0? The special billing code is related to the merchant table, and that is, it's applicable when you're doing due splits. You're not going, unless you're going to direct the discount to a specific bank account, which you wouldn't, then there would be no reason to put a special billing code in there.
For the discount charge
For
code.
the discount charge code only, yes.
Another question we have is, when you want to remove the discount, do you just uncheck the memo? And I would say no on that. Once you uncheck the memo, it makes that discount, they have to pay that discount, and it just lumps it up with the rest of the charges, like your local, state, and national dues. So to remove the discount, you would want to go to the bill type sources, or bill type charges, and I will show you in Magic really quick. So you want to go to, well, actually, we're already here. So you would actually go to the bill type charges, which is managers, accounting, billing sources, bill type charges. Once you click on that, it takes you to this screen. So you would actually remove the dues discount by hitting F3, and it will delete that charge code from the bill type charges. That's how you would actually remove the discount and when you're done using that. Okay, give me a couple more. We still have a few more questions here.
Another question, once a member is placed in inactive status, can they still pay using IMS or have this change? And then we can't see the rest of the question, but I will say that once a member is inactive, they no longer have access to the IMS. If you suspend them, that status will allow them access to the IMS where they can pay their dues, but an inactive status will prevent them from logging on to the IMS.
I have another question. How does this affect installment billing? How do you keep them from getting discount and only paying on installment? Something like that, I would almost think you want to have two separate you'd want to have two separate. I don't know if you'd want to mix the discount with the installment, unless maybe you offered the discount up front and then maybe you did the installment afterwards. And then once the first month is over, then you start doing you set up an installment billing, and then the discount is no longer available. Okay, and it looks like that's what we have for the questions. We want to thank you for them. Okay.
Any questions that you continue to have that we might not have answered, go ahead and do ask them. We'll go ahead and review them after the webinar, and we will contact you so that you get all the answers you're looking for. And again, to view past and future webinars and to register for upcoming webinars, visit our website at www.rapattoni.com. Click on Support, Magic, Webinars and Training Videos, and you will see a list of all of our past and future webinars. I believe it's 2 weeks from the date of the webinar when you can start to actually register for the future ones. Also, we have a lot of resources on our Magic Resource articles, hence the name. So you'll go to Support, Magic, and then Resource Articles. And Frank's going to show you that now.
I'll show you a quick, easy way to get there. You can just go to, after I close some of these forms, you can just go to Help, About Support. The bottom of that form, you're going to see Magic Resource Center. You click on that button. It will take you to our support website. And it takes you right above is the Magic Support Articles. 2 sections down, you have Webinars and Trading Videos. Here you can see the upcoming webinars coming up. And then down below, for the people that have asked questions, maybe came in late, maybe wanted to go over it a couple more times before they felt comfortable, you should see the new webinar posted in just a couple of days for you. So again, our next Magic webinar will be held on September 21st. It's about online help and documentation. We want to make sure that you know how to access all the resources you have at your fingertips. And so when an issue presents itself, you will have the tools to quickly resolve it. Again, it's kind of, in about 2 weeks, you'll be able to sign up, but at that 2 weeks, hurry up and sign up.
That's right, and do continue to send us your feedback on the surveys. We really appreciate that,
Yes.
and we read them all, so please do send them in.
As well as any suggestions for the 2012 schedule. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everybody.